So you get that?
I got that. Pull over the side. You good? Oh.
Like you gotta slow down. I'm in the fast mode and I can't even catch you.
Bajo de abajo. Oh, 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 oh. Left. Keep left. Okay. Oh shit, 5 bits. EUC gang. Fucking shit. Fuck. So, guys, what's important about all this is knowing that these people around here, when we ride, they're looking at us, you know what I mean? So we're not trying to give them that as their first impression of who we are. We are a brand new breed of riders. I mean, people are used to bicycles, they're used to scooters, cars, etc., motorcycles, but we're a different breed, man. We practically don't exist. And I like that. But we become more visible to everyone when we start being shenanigans all over the place. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, when we ride, when you ride, when I ride, we have to think about these things. We have to think about these people who go about their daily lives not even thinking about us, okay? They don't even think about us, but when they do see us, finally, we are like an anomaly to them, okay? And I would prefer it to be that way. Let us be an anomaly. I can't even say that word. Let us be an anomaly. Let us be something unique, but not something that interferes with their day. I mean, they come out of their house, they go outside to have a ton of fun, and then here comes a shenanigan that comes out of nowhere and crashes his electric unicycle, completely like indifferent about how they're gonna feel, okay? So the onus is on us, okay? It's on us to be more responsible, more aware. Otherwise, these people, like the Hulk, we don't want to see them when they're angry. Because when they're angry, then the law gets involved, then protest gets involved, then regulations gets involved. And before you know it, the electric unicycle sport is over. It's over before it even began. Because right now, we're still at the tipping point of the market. Okay, we're still pretty much brand new. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let's not kill it before it even starts. I mean, I'm thinking of like races. I'm thinking of like, you know, like competitions, just like the one in California from Alien Rides. I mean, there's so much potential for this wheel. But right now, at this stage where we're being shenanigans and we're being irresponsible, it's just not a good idea, man. Let's make this a responsible sport, all right? And let's hold each other responsible. For example, number one, wearing helmets. That's kind of important, right? Helmets are very important. And the list goes on, guys. I don't want to give you a spiel. I don't want to be your father or your mother or your teacher or anything like that. I'm just talking as a fellow EUC rider. I've made my faults as well, and the guys have punished me, and I've actually gone through with this punishment. For example, riding 1,000 yards or feet away from them. So in the group rides, for example, one of the things that we shouldn't do is be sticky. And that's being too close to a partner. In case you fall, then he falls because of your shenanigan, right? So what they did was they pretty much told me, Jediah, you can't ride with us unless you ride 1,000 feet away from us. And I did that. I mean, I didn't take it personally. I rode 1,000 feet away, and that was fine. So things like that, we have to hold each other accountable. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's not much else I want to say other than just ride responsibly, guys. This is a fun sport. Let's keep it that way. And anything else you want to say, just say it in the description below, okay? Now I'm going to enjoy my little drink. All right, so at this time, I'd like to pay some homage to no one else than Dean Kamen. He came up with these awesome devices, Segway technology. Now, at some point, they were called Ginger, and it was supposed to take over the world, as we know. But it's been relegated to tours. So these are Segway devices, and basically people come by, they sign up for a tour, and they go on a tour. I'm about to catch a tour right now, not me, but I'm actually following them, just to show you and demonstrate why this technology is a little bit safer than ours. But it's only relatively speaking, because many of you have seen a lot of videos online of this device literally throwing people off and breaking limbs, you know what I mean? So safety is all relative, you see what I'm saying? Our technology, EUC technology, is obviously way faster than these things, much more range, more portable, etc. But the point is, safety is all relative. So our main issue is cutoff, right? These, I'm not sure if they have a cutoff, but it's definitely much safer than our wheels. And if anyone is attempting to get into the EUC world and not really sure if that's something they should get into, I would recommend actually trying one of these. Not the hoverboard, but definitely one of these, because it'll help you appreciate the technology a little bit better. Now, the biggest difference between these two technologies, the Segway and the EUC, is how long it takes to adopt this technology, or the learning curves, right? So now let's see how long it takes a random person on the street to get on this EUC compared to a Segway.
From USA, we have never seen this.
You never seen this? Where are you from?
Yeah. I'm from Croatia, Brazil, Croatia.
Brazil, Croatia?
Yeah.
It's very popular in Europe.
Europe?
Yeah, very popular.
Europe?
Yeah, very popular.
Here?
Like in France, parts of Russia, very popular.
You sit on this?
Yeah, you can sit on it, yeah.
I never seen this.
I never seen it.
Now you've seen it.
Yeah.
How much is the speed?
This one is 33 miles an hour. But it's not the fastest. There are faster ones.
How to operate this shit?
You just sit on it, man, and you learn how to balance. That's it.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
try
Can
to
I try?
control the...
I can let you try, yes. So you need to go next to a wall.
Yeah.
What you're gonna do? You're gonna put your foot here, all right, and use this as your strength. Then you get on, hold this, all right. Hold this. Look, this, lean forward. All right. Similar. Not quite. As you can see, 1, 2, and she's on.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how.
Try to balance, like, and then put your foot up. There you go. Now keep it straight. Keep your leg down a little. Down a little. Your leg down a
He's
bit.
crazy.
Yeah. Now hold the side.
Oh my goodness.
Go forward a little. Just lean forward, Okay, fine. Stay up straight.
You sure you want
Lean
to
forward.
Are you sure?
Lean forward. There you go.
I forgot his name. Is had to his
Just lean
name.
forward. That's all you need to do.
His name is.
I'm going a little faster.
His
Lean
had to
forward.
they could.
Huh?
You had
No,
to learn.
lean your body forward. Not. Oh my God. Okay, put your back
His name.
straight.
Rocco.
Rocco.
Yeah.
Hey Rocco. Are you sure you want to do it? It's funny.
Now go back. Faster.
his face.
Like your body. Why is this it? This is the sit. I'll show you.
Oh my God! Come in. Wow!
Turn one leg.
I'm so
So,
impressed
over time, you learn.
by your skills.
Over time, it took me time.
Yeah.
That wasn't so bad. Hopefully one day we will see them riding around. Now, as they ride, what do you think they feel? A sense of fear? Sense of relaxation? Chill? Maybe fear. But if it's your first time riding a Segway, then obviously it's a little scary because your feet is your primary mode of transportation, right? So let's go catch them. Let's see what they're up to. Now, from the looks of it, there doesn't seem to be any concern for cutouts on this Segway device. One good reason is the device doesn't really encourage the rider to go fast, with the top speed being about 12 miles an hour, when compared to an EUC, which is capable of doing 45 plus miles an hour. And also, if you fall, good luck with that pole in front of you. Honestly, I'll tell you what, despite their level of higher safety than ours, there's way more, how do you say, reward from the EUC, that's for sure. And this is what separates us from these occasional riders. We seek thrill, speed, range, portability, convenience, freedom, adventure, the list goes on. But why are so many of us crashing at this stage in the EUC adoption lifecycle? I mean, surely we have all seen these videos, and many more like them, seemingly warning new riders and experienced riders of this EUC cutoff madness. Truth be told, Gotway has been given a bad reputation for their wheels cutting out. However, that responsibility actually lies on the owner of the EUC, and here's why. When you first order your Gotway, there's a feature in the app settings called tilt back settings. Basically, the idea is to tilt back the pedals when the rider approaches a speed that's too close to the max, or if too much amperage is being drawn due to things like hill climb, battery percentage, etc. However, there's a lot of us shenanigans out there who on the first unboxing of the wheel turn off this feature because we've probably been following other shenanigans out there who pretty much encourage this. Now, if you insist on turning off the tilt back settings, then there are other options, such as the beeps, which attempt to warn the rider of his speed and hence saving his skin from road rash, broken bones, burns, etc. But many of us still turn these features off due to its annoying nature and the fact that it broadcasts to everyone around you that you're still a newbie. And who wants that, right? Hubris up. Honestly, guys, the reason we Gotway riders turn off these safeguards is for pure adrenaline. And this is why I absolutely love Gotway. Now, when I owned an InMotion, there was no way to turn off this feature. In fact, I thought all wheels were like that. And honestly, at the time, that made a lot of sense. It's like owning a Toyota that's rated at 120 miles per hour compared to a Maserati that does 200. Alright guys, let me explain. When you look at this Maserati in all its glory, what do you see? I mean really, what do you feel? What is going through your mind right this instant? Come on guys, just look at it. Look at its beauty. Look at this thing of magnificence. The design, the exhaust, the power, the sense of thrill you feel sitting behind the wheel, the superb engineering, which encapsulates the essence of true Italian perfection. That's right, you simply want to go fast. You want to open the door like this, get in like this, turn on the ignition like this, step on the accelerator, look ahead, and do, well, this. In the same way, I just had this amazing experience with this over $80,000 beast of a machine. There's really nowhere in this small city, or any city really, where I can truly enjoy all this craftsmanship. I can't really enjoy it the way it was meant to be enjoyed. Traffic as usual in the city. So how can I enjoy an amazing car like this in such congested situations? Well, I can't. I cannot. Cars behind me, anxiety. Cars beside me, anxiety. Cars in front of me, anxiety. People crossing, anxiety. I mean, there's anxiety everywhere. Everywhere, anxiety. Anxiety galore. I am anxious. I am anxiety. Like with a fancy car like this, I can't enjoy myself. It's impossible. And yet, minus the cost, the anxiety, the thrill is exactly what we want. The Maserati experience. But it comes at a cost. Cutouts. In comes the EUC. Let's be a little bit more specific here. In comes Gotway EUCs. This company has totally carved its own space in the world of EUCs, and for good reason. Like this Maserati, Gotway never compromises on one thing: performance. In spite of all its quirks, we EUC performance riders have come to understand and live alongside these Gotway quirks. But why? Because Gotway has heard us from the beginning and has given us what we needed the most: performance without compromise. Something the other EUC manufacturers just haven't figured out yet. And that's fine, because not everyone is ready to go out there and scream, "I'm a shenanigan." Well, not literally, but figuratively, based on how we ride.
That's right, EUC for the win! That's right, they're stuck in traffic! Yeah! Hey! You don't want no smoke. Who got smoked? Yeah! EUC, baby! You only need one of those here. Yeah, take one out, bro, do a wheelie!
But that still begs the question. Why do we get cutouts? And why can't we enjoy this Maserati experience with no compromise? For that, we ask the Panda. My main question is, why do cutouts happen? Besides the obvious that there's low battery, someone's probably pushing too hard, but just make it simple so that someone can understand why do these cutouts happen.
So the cutouts usually happen when there's not enough power to be supplied to the motor to compensate for the situation at the moment. As simple as it can be. Each motor has obviously its own limit, right? That is designed by the manufacturer, and if you push that limit, it will have to deal usually with the heat. So the boards are designed to prevent overheating. They are designed to have enough power, so if you reach that limit, that it still will be safe and you can slow down and you won't crash.
So at the moment, is it possible for the manufacturers to design a wheel where there's no cutouts?
Yes.
Minus the tilt-back feature?
The way for the manufacturer would be to completely redesign the system and do not market the wheels as specific power and voltage and current, but sort of fake it. But people obviously want to push the limit all the time. People want more and more and more. So if the manufacturers would tone it down a little bit in the sense that they build more safety in it, then yeah, you could prevent it completely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So have a buffer. That's not marketed. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome.
Ride safely, happy riding. So now let's hear this in electronics terms.
Power is the rate at which energy gets supplied or used up. Instead of constantly saying joules per second, we have a unit that we use for power, called the watt. 1 watt is equal to 1 joule being transferred per second. So for our example with the motor, 1.8 joules per second means that 1.8 watts of power are being delivered to the motor. If we increase the voltage to 2 volts, more current flows and more energy gets transferred for each unit of charge. So now we're getting 4 joules per second, or 4 watts of power being supplied to the motor. Since more work is being done per second, the motor spins faster.
So let us review. In order to get your device moving forward, there are a few factors involved. 1. Voltage. 2. Current. Finally, power. Now, we know the basic formula for power is current times voltage equals power. The amount of power, however, or watts used up by the device will be determined by the rider's weight and forward lean, as well as many other factors such as temperature, wind, resistance, inclined terrain, etc. In short, what Panda was saying is that manufacturers should promote their wheels as an example 2000 watt motor when in fact it's a 3000 watt motor, which will give the rider a buffer needed to prevent cutouts. At the moment, since such buffer does not exist, you can go to ewheels.com, click on home, scroll down to choosing an electric unicycle with the right battery pack for you. There, you'll be able to compare your weight with the speed to the power output coming from the battery cells to determine which electric unicycle is best for you. But you know what's really interesting? Deep down inside, we still want safety measures. But safety measures which don't get in the way of our Maserati experience. And I have a few pointers. Here we go. Turn on the beep settings. This may be extremely annoying, but let's be honest. Unless you've gone through all the quirks of learning your new wheel, beeps are a sure way of helping you escape imminent danger. I've also found it customary to wear all kinds of padding on the first order of any new wheel. The purpose? Finding out what you and your wheel are capable of handling in different scenarios. Example, cutoffs. If you really don't like the beep, then turn on the tilt back settings and set it to the highest speed possible on your wheel. Now, what I've found is that Gotway kicks in the tilt back about 2 to 3 miles per hour early before the max speed, which is very annoying because what many of us have come to realize is that Gotway wheels are at least 3 to 5 miles per hour faster than the rated top speed. Use apps in conjunction with hardware like Pebble watches, smartphones, and turn on the vibration settings. Use apps like DarknessBot, WheelLog, even the standard EUC app has vibration settings, I think. Don't quote me on that. But my favorite app of all time is the WheelLog app, but not the version that's in the Play Store. You will have to download the JDK from their website, posted in the description below. This particular version comes with a haven of options. There's a voice setting, which alerts you of how fast you're going, and it even lets you know when you're too close to the cutoff speed, with very obvious alerts, like an alarm in your head if you're using Bluetooth, for example. Unfortunately, WheelLog is only available for Android at the moment. Sorry, iPhone lovers. Finally, ride slower. This is a very obvious point to make, but who buys a Gotway EUC to ride slower? Not many. And if that was their initial goal, that will soon change. Trust me. So, because of these measures, the beep, the app, the tilt back, knowing what the cutoff means and where the cutoff limits are, I'm able to do things like or this, or here. Woo! Woo! the limitations of your wheel inspires confidence. Alright guys, so riding is indeed a ton of fun. You gotta be careful, obviously. Learn to get up at a moment's notice, etc., etc. So what I'm trying to say is, while it's fun to ride, it's very important that you know the limits of your wheel. And knowing the limits includes a number of things I already mentioned, such as, you know, knowing what the beeps represent, using the apps to pretty much determine how fast you're going. I mean, these are important things. You can't ignore these things. How can you ignore it? You can't ignore it. So the new guys come on and they don't learn these fundamentals of riding. And what happens is, instead of taking time to learn the curves of learning how to ride responsibly, a lot of them jump to the, advanced level without understanding what the advanced features are and, you know, are about. And that's not good, man. That is not good. I mean, every wheel, unfortunately, has a cutoff point. Riding is a ton of fun, but it's even more fun when you understand the limitations of your wheel. I can push my wheel up to the maximum 33, 34 miles an hour because not only have I crashed before, but I understood why I crashed. So for example, when I'm about to crash, I understand on Gotway wheels, they don't just shut off. They actually give you a little tilt forward, then crash if you continue to push. So what I've learned is you could actually pull back from a cutoff if you really understand what to do. Like, you can literally push your wheel to a cutoff point and pull back.
In the dark, darkness of my hunger and pain. I was born this way, and you can't take my hunger away.
Now that's safe. 33.1 miles an hour. That's how you know you're good, because once this red goes to the max, you're done. You can push it like 2-3 miles more, but that's about it. I'm done for the night. Yes, baby! It is beautiful when it works.
Just another waste